Well, here we are at the Big Bear Marina, where today we're going to have a chat with two representatives from Western Outdoor News about the terrific big Troutfest coming up. Let's meet them. Well, howdy, you guys. On the left is Tom Betty. He is the advertising representative. And Bill Hutchison, who is the tournament director.
Yes,
now,
sir.
you're going to be the tournament director for the Troutfest?
Absolutely. In fact, I run all the freshwater events conducted by Western Outdoors, including One Bass, the Striper Derby, Double Haul in the fall, and of course the Troutfest, which once again will be coming up to Big Bear this year on October 7th and 8th. Last year, our inaugural year, we had about 611 participants. Went over very well, and we're expecting, gosh, larger numbers this year.
I know it. Actually, you wanted to go 1,000, but I think MWD said, hey, let's sort of maybe close it at around 800, something like that, because of the boats on the lake. And so I don't know why. That's a big lake.
Yeah. Well, truth of the matter is we probably will end up around 800. I think that, you know, with a little bit of growth over what we had last year, that's a pretty reasonable number.
Sure. And you've really increased the prizes in purse this year. Yeah, I can't get over it. This is the largest trout tournament in the West now, isn't it? Do you think?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
I believe it is. Yeah, but last year we had $70,000 in cash and prizes. This year we're over $100,000 in cash awards and prizes as well.
Wow. Sure.
To give you an idea how our entries are going, of course, this I don't know how long when this is going to be on your television, but right now, in the middle of July, we have 200 entries already.
Really?
So we by October, I think we'll have 700 to 800 people.
Oh, I know it. You get a fisherman, he wants to get in,
Right.
and they know if there is a limit, they got to get in early.
That's correct.
Absolutely. What we're going to be doing is we'll have goodie bags that will include a lot of products from our sponsors, literature, as well as event hats for our first 600 entrants. And then anybody who's not able to get in beyond that, we'll certainly get them whatever we can. But if I can, just getting back on what Tom started to discuss with regards to prizes, a couple of things we've done new this year is we're actually going to have some tagged fish in the lake that will be worth $10,000 each.
Wow.
And those are going to be brought to you by local sponsors, Big Bear Marina being one of them, Big Bear Sporting Goods another, Holloway's Marina and North Shore Landing coming in to sponsor that third fish. So there is a possibility of one of the lucky anglers walking away with a $10,000 check from this event.
Oh, wow.
Additionally, there will be another 27 tagged fish in the lake. One of those will be worth a new Ford truck, courtesy of Birch Ford in La Habra, which we did last year.
Right.
And the other 26 then will be worth various prizes ranging anywhere from tackle boxes, rod and reel combos, up to Alaska or Baja vacations. So, again, we've really tried to beef up the prize pool for this particular event, and I know in talking with the fishermen, they appreciate it.
I know it. Last year was such a big success. They had fun. They all of them said they'd be back this year.
Well,
in fact, about 50% of the entries that we have received in already are entries from last year. But what's really exciting for us, and I think for the community here, is that the other 50% of those entries are brand new contestants. So people will be coming and fishing the Troutfest for the first time.
I know it. And what they're going to find this year is that Big Bear Lake has never been finer. I mean, there's no weeds. The clarity is down 10 to 15 feet. They've planted 250,000 trout since last year.
Right. To give you an idea, too, last year we worked with Mike Stevenson from the Water District, and when we planted those big trout for the event last year from Mount Lassen Hatchery, we noticed a lot of the carryover fish were very thin from the year before. So Mike, I talked to Mike, and he went out and he bought over 250,000 fry, like 1 or 2 inch baby trout.
Sure.
Put those in the lake because that's like food to these trout in there.
Right.
They'll eat and get big and fat and sassy and even bigger. In fact, he held over some of those small trout and he raised them here, and they get up to be 8 to 10 inches, and then he let them loose in the lake. So there is catchables also from that bunch of fish that he planted.
That's right.
This year, Mike has already contacted Lassen Hatchery, and there's going to be some surprises for this year as far as the stocking.
Really?
I'm not going to say But they're working on something humongous.
Oh, man. You know, we need to let people know that Whitewater Hatchery, which we always got them before, has closed down. They were down north of Palm Springs. But Mount Lassen, this year, you should have seen the size of trout that was planted for the May Trout Classic.
Oh, yeah.
Huge. Some of them 10, 12 pounds.
Yeah, that's the same kind of fish that we had last year at the Troutfest.
Right.
We planted the last year, same thing. This year we're looking to hopefully get some bigger ones in there. I know the Cliff Fowler did a special in our Troutfest supplement that we put together. That came out in our June 30th issue.
Oh, sure, okay.
These are available up here at the tackle shops and at the marinas
Right.
as well. And he did a real good job of doing some research on what is the largest record fish on record here caught on Big Bear Lake. And it goes way, way back to the, I don't know, 1800s. And it was 19 3/4 pounds.
That's right.
So, but that's not big by today's standards. You know, there's
No.
a lot of trout that are bigger than that now.
I know
So
it.
hopefully, maybe if Lassen Hatchery is nice to us, we might get something over that.
Ooh, let's hope
That'd be
so.
nice. And break that record.
What was really nice was that when they planted the trout, the huge ones, you know, you would think, and then what they do is they put them in cages when they do a plant, come off of the trucks, and they put them in a big cage, go to the middle of the lake, start down one end and go to the other, and then they let out little at a time.
Right.
Well, a lot of times they need to get accustomed to that, and these are released on a Wednesday. Tournament was on the weekend following, and do you know that they were all 5, 6, 7 pounders? They were catching the big ones just planted.
Yeah, last year we planted these fish at Thursday before the tournament, and there was many of them caught on Saturday and Sunday.
I know it.
So there was no lack of big fish being caught.
Well, I think they're a little hungrier.
Yep.
I don't think that they feed them just before they come down, so